Hello again, everybody, and welcome to Power Pro Wrestling. I'm Jim Ross. Thanks very much for being with us on this hour of PPW. We've got an exciting hour in store for you. You're going to see in the hour the giant one-man gang. We'll also see the Fantastics in tag team competition. The highly improved Sting will be here with us in single competition, as will Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, Jack Victory. We'll also see Dr. S.D. Williams and Ted Dibiase in tag team action. Now, in our first segment here on Power Pro Wrestling, we're going to go back to the last UWF wrestling program. The fabulous Freebirds were in the ring against Brett Sawyer and Gary Young. But as you will see, two very familiar faces joined the activities.
Gary Young is fighting back. And now, oh, I thought he had a tag. Buddy pulled the tights.
Yeah, that's what you get for thinking when you ain't got a brain.
Let's try to be objective out here, Michael. All right, let's just try to be objective. I'm calling it as I see it, no other way. And there's Brett Sawyer.
Hey, now he ain't even got a tag. What's he doing in the ring? Come on, finish him off. Get rid of Sawyer.
Sawyer outside.
Oh, no, they go for the Bam Bam Slam.
Boy, this is devastating. If they
Bam Bam Slam.
If they hook it, it's devastating.
They got it. Goodbye, Gary Young. Welcome to Bad Street. The boys are back in town.
The Bam Bam Slam. Nobody else executes that maneuver.
And nobody gets up either. Oh, now, Brett Sawyer, want to be a hero? Okay, boy. Be a hero. Put him up there, bud. Bam Bam Slam. Come on, bud.
Wait just a minute. On the way to the ring, Ted Dibiase and Dr. Death. The doctor's making a house call. Dr. Death and Ted Dibiase, and it's breaking loose. The capacity crowd is going crazy as Dr. Death and Ted Dibiase. Dr. Death taking care of Bam Bam Gordy. And Ted Dibiase working over Freebird Buddy Roberts. The doctor's back. The doctor is back. Double football tackle. The champion's on his head. Dibiase and Doc, and now Doc's on the outside. Remember, they put Dr. Death in the hospital right here. Well, there's Michael Hayes. And now they're taking over on Michael Hayes. They're going to pile drive Gordy. Gordy and Dr. Death is fist and fire on the outside. And there's Dibiase and Hayes. What hatred between these two men. What a battle we've got here on the UWF. And now they've got Michael Hayes up. They were setting Hayes with a pile driver on the concrete. Dibiase and Williams. I mean, it's a Pier 6 brawl. The doctor's back. The Freebirds are on the run. Dr. Death and Ted Dibiase.
Steve Dr. Death Williams and Ted Dibiase back in the Universal Wrestling Federation. What an impact they have made on the fabulous Freebirds, as we have just seen. The crowd going absolutely crazy at the reappearance of Steve Dr. Death Williams and, of course, his partner, Ted Dibiase. Well, I had the opportunity and the privilege to interview Ted Dibiase and Dr. S.D. Williams right after that incident in the ring. So let's go now for that interview.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, after what we've just seen, I think it's very appropriate. The doctor is back. Dr. S.D. Williams, ladies and gentlemen. It's great to see the doctor back in action here in Tulsa. I gotta say,
Boomer Sooner!
I don't think that Michael Hayes, Terry Gordy, and Buddy Roberts will ever forget Dr. Death coming back to the UWF. We're very happy, we're very thankful that you're back in action.
Surprise, surprise, surprise! Let me tell you, Mr. Ross, and all those fans out there and you Freebirds, I don't have nothing to say. The only thing that's going to make me so happy when I put each one of them in a hospital. Doc don't want to say a lot. He's got a lot of animosity. He's got a lot of frustration and a lot of anger built up inside him. And believe you me, I know why, because I've been there myself. But I know I'm speaking for Doc as well as myself when I say this. Terry Gordy, Buddy Roberts, Michael Hayes, we're going to dog you and dog you and dog you until you run right out of the UWF. And if we have it our way, right out of wrestling. Enough said. By the way, Jim Ross, who was that masked man?
I have no idea. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Dr. Death Williams and Ted Dibiase.
Steve Dr. Death Williams didn't have a lot to say. Quite obviously, he was ecstatic to be back in action and back in the Universal Wrestling Federation. Ted Dibiase, on the other hand, made it very clear that whether it be in single competition or in tag team competition, the Freebirds have a big score to settle. And we did hear that Dr. Death said that he wants to see all three Freebirds in the hospital for what they did to him. And I'll tell you, it's going to be quite a situation. Getting back is really going to be something for Dr. Death Steve Williams and Ted Dibiase. Revenge may be sweet for that duo, and we'll see Mr. Dibiase and Williams in tag team action when we come back from our first timeout.
10-minute fall time limit, one fall, 10-minute time limit. Introducing first in the red corner, J.R. Hogg and Sean O'Reilly. And in the blue corner, Steve Dr. Death Williams. And Ted Dibiase.
Bells called for by referee Tommy Gilbert. Collar and elbow, Dr. Death and Sean O'Reilly. Steve Dr. Death Williams and Ted Dibiase, former Mid-South Tag Champions, have once again captured the pinnacle of tag team success here in Mid-South. They won it the 26th of December, the second day that Dibiase was high in competition. Their first time together as a team in Biloxi, Mississippi, in a rather unusual turn of events. Of course, Ted Dibiase's true goal is to settle a score. A score with Dick Murdoch, his former mentor, his former supporter, the man who helped him get into wrestling. Another member of the football team out of Texas State University, who's turned out so many outstanding professional athletes. Of course, Dr. Death Steve Williams, four-time All-American at Oklahoma University, and now a true hero. You know, many people that are memorialized, Joel, as heroes recent international events have more or less been victims. They didn't have the choice whether they were going to do anything or not. They were there, and they've been put up as heroes. And Dr. Death is one of the true unsung heroes. I mean, when he ripped that car door off, gasoline was shooting 50 feet in the air, ammunition from the guns and the hunting paraphernalia in the vehicle was going every which way, and he ripped that door off. He and Rob Ricksteiner, that former All-American at Michigan, they ripped a seat out, got two people out alive. That's a hero. I mean, something that he had the choice to walk away from or go above and beyond the call of duty, because he could have been burned to death, or when that car blew up or that ammunition whizzing around, other people that were there on the scene were rather reluctant and did not have the tremendous power to be able to do what Steve Williams did.
Steve also came to the realization that he wants everybody to wear their seatbelts from now on, as he said in the first break.
Nice single leg by Dick Murdoch. Of course, his coach Stan Abel, excuse me, not Murdoch, Dr. Death Steve Williams, his coach Stan Abel will be proud of that move. He still uses that good amateur technique. J.R. Hogg, and that's spelled with two G's, but it certainly fits. Climbs to the edge of the ring, and Tommy Gilbert calls for the break. We got a great card. Perry Jackson up against Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer next. Dick Murdoch and an international star, the superstar who came in from Dick Murdoch from Japan, is here. Terry Taylor against the Nightmare. That's exciting. Also welcome to Terry Taylor. Hacksaw Butch Reed against Dick Slater. If Reed wins, he gets Dark Journey. He'll have to do his bidding for 30 days, an important match there. And Al Perez and Brent Wayne Sawyer teaming up left. Figure four. Ted Dibiase, and listen to this crowd at the Hartford Convention Center. Roar their approval. A capacity crowd here. Tremendous victory for the Mid-South Tag Team Champions. Oh, certainly was. There you have the official decision.
Well, many people consider Ted Dibiase and Dr. S.T. Williams as the premier tag team in America. And a lot of great tag teams are in the area, including the Fantastics, the WFIA's choice for the Tag Team of the Year. But the Freebirds have a world-renowned reputation. And Dr. S.T. Williams and Ted Dibiase will be severely tested in their attempt to revenge Dr. Death's injury and Ted DiBiase's at the hands of the Freebirds. And we're going to come right back with a member of Hot Stuff and Hyatt International, Jack Victory, in action after this from the UWF.
Universal Wrestling Federation returns to New Orleans Downtown Municipal Auditorium on Friday night, September the 12th at 8 o'clock. We'll have all the details on this big card downtown at the Municipal Auditorium, Friday night, September the 12th, right here next Sunday morning on Power Pro Wrestling. The complete lineup and ticket information. Also coming to Biloxi's Gulf Coast Coliseum, a big card on Thursday night, September the 11th, 8 o'clock. That's Thursday night, September the 11th, 8 o'clock in Biloxi's Gulf Coast Coliseum. Good morning, everybody, and welcome. This portion of Power Pro Wrestling, Jim Ross back with you. Big benefit coming to the L.W. Higgins High School Gymnasium in Marrero on Saturday night, September the 6th, 8 o'clock, sponsored by the Athletic Booster Club. Tickets on sale now at the L.W. Higgins High School office, Otten's Family Furniture, Nicholson and Loop Market, Staples Sporting Goods, Don Carter Bowling Lanes, Instant Replay, and Swingers International. Big showdown you'll see between Hacksaw Duggan and the one-man gang on this phenomenal card in Marrero at the high school, Saturday night, September the 6th, Hacksaw Duggan and the one-man gang. Comments were made. Here they are.
Can you count, Duggan? I'm sure you remember 27 stitches. Well, this time it could be 327. Because we're pulling all stops. Because I don't like you, hippie. I don't like the USA, and I don't like what you stand for. And all you sick people that rally around Jim Duggan, you're sick too. But you know, here stands the two surgeons that are going to all end it. And I tell you right now, 480 pounds of the one-man gang. And you can't digest him, gang. Something must be wrong with you, Jim Duggan. Something's wrong with your foot. You go around stomping and them people cheer you. They must be retarded. Jim Duggan, you're going down at my hands. The one-man gang. The one-man gang. The man that almost ended my professional wrestling career. And definitely the man that cost me the UWF title. Because I can beat Gordy and I can beat you, gang. But something inside of me makes me want you even more, gang. You got that Skandar Akbar running around there. That proud Arabian. He's real big spender with all that oil bucks. But let me tell you something, Skandar Akbar. This is the United States. This is where I make my home. This is the UWF. And this is where you and your big one-man gang is going to go down. Because this is not some young punk down at the 7-Eleven you're pushing around. This is Hacksaw Jim Duggan, 6'3", 275 pounds. And you're going to go down. Tough guy.
We're happy, ladies and gentlemen, to be working with the L.W. Higgins High School Athletic Booster Club. We hope that you will support their very worthwhile causes as well, and join us at the L.W. Higgins High School in Marrero, Saturday night, September the 6th, 8 o'clock. Hacksaw Duggan, the one-man gang, had a tremendous card that we'll talk more about in this hour of Power Pro Wrestling.
Introducing first from St. Joe, Missouri, at 242 pounds, David Peterson. From Atlantic City, New Jersey, at 240 pounds, Jack Victory. Also, Lady Maxine. This man's one fall or 10-minute time limit.
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, back Universal Wrestling Federation. Jim Ross, my guest. is Freebird Michael Hayes.
That's Michael P.S. Hayes, and the P.S. stands for purely a sexer. You know something? I think Lady Maxine there probably won homecoming queen at Transylvania High School or something, man.
By acclamation, perhaps.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget now, get your pencil and paper ready, as they say. We'll have that fundraiser information for you coming up in just a few moments. A great way to raise funds for your nonprofit group or organization. As we see Dave Peterson back Jack Victory into the ropes. Carl Fergie, the third man in the ring for this particular event. Coming up in a few moments, the Fantastics will go against Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer and Rick Steiner in tag team competition. That should be an exciting tag team matchup. We'll have it for you right now.
That should be a very interesting match, one that I want to scout, because definitely there are a lot, and I mean a lot of good talent here, and tag teams especially. We are the premier tag team, but there's only one way to stay on top of the mountain, and that's to see what's underneath.
Thought it was rather interesting, Michael. Dark Journey has been challenged by Jack Victory and Lady Maxine there to bring them any wrestler to the ring next week for Wrestle Victory one-on-one to settle the situation.
Well, you know, like I said before, you know, I just got a couple of uses for broads, man, and, you know, I don't mind seeing broads fight, because when I go to the bars all the time, that's some of the best fights I've ever seen when two broads get into it. But they ain't none of my business. See, my business is wrestling tag team specialty. And on the sideline, of course, I'm a great rock and roller. But I'm here for wrestling. I'm here to scout. That was a great arm drag, hook over, and cover. He didn't have enough. He should have hooked the leg. He might have got the pin count there.
Speaking of rock and roll, I understand you have a new album, perhaps ready to release.
Yeah, we got something there. It's going to be good. It's going to be real hot. But the thing is, it's going to come out when we're ready. It's hard to do two things at one time if you're going to put 110% out. I'm a wrestler first, a rocker later, and I'll give people exactly what they expect, real rock and roll, like when they get real bad street when they see us.
Peterson now with a hammerlock on Jack Victory. Maxine is up on the apron. She has no business there. And
wait a minute, he just threw him over the top.
Disqualification.
You know what I think? I think Peterson jumped over. I really do. I think Peterson.
Michael, really?
No, I think Peterson seeing the match wasn't going his way, so he doesn't want to get beat here on the UWF national TV. I think he's trying to find it out to get an easy disqualification win. There you go. You cut that wind off, baby. Ain't nothing left. Good stomps there. Nice and legal. Jack Victory looks like he's rocking and rolling now, Daddy.
Well, they weren't really legal. He was out of the ring. You had to be in the ring to be legal.
Well, you know, I mean, it's kind of legal. He did it before the count was broken. Kind of like a rubber band. You know, you have to know what you can stretch and what you can't.
Peterson coming back in the ring now. Victory trying to take over. The momentum has definitely changed in this match.
Good elbow right to the sternum area. That'll take the breath out of you. Run that head in the canvas.
You know, with our television program now going into some 60-plus cities throughout this great land of ours, and the rankings being so important, one-loss record, this is a very key matchup for these two individuals.
Of course it is. Both up-and-coming wrestlers, and when you're on television, man, you're showing your stuff. Now, see, that's how quick it can switch. Both of them are making a mistake, as Dibiase made a mistake of not going for the pin quick enough. Get your money and go home and party. That's my theory. That's my brother's theory. That's why we are the Bad Street Kings. That's why we're the world six-man champions.
And the Freebird Fantasia will be in Memphis, Tennessee on Friday night, June the 6th, at Mid-South Coliseum.
Lord have mercy, Memphis, they are rocking and rolling. They're calling Grand Theft, which is the home of Bad Street Incorporated, and they are just waiting for the Freebirds. In fact, the whole UWF organization. Memphis is a hot wrestling town. I know it. I wrestled there, me and Terry, when we were teenagers, and it's ready to rock and roll, and we are too. Duck the clothesline, but see, that wind is out of it. And there you go, work right on it. Well, legal kick to the gut.
Things like that will happen when someone's stomping your chest and your stomach, obviously, right?
Right, and there he goes. But see, once again, Jack Victory needs to go for the pinfall. The guy is out of wind. See? Good move by Peterson. Very good move. He grabbed the hair. He grabbed the hair and ran his head. Once again, I see Fergie's not doing nothing about this. Very biased on his part. Good back shot. Whoa.
High elevation. Peterson with a drop
kick. Didn't quite connect it all the way. Sent him stumbling back. Here's a good turnbuckle. Larry, what's she doing?
She held on to him.
Yeah, but that kind of stuff's supposed to be safe in the bedroom, man, not the wrestler.
Well, Peterson, obviously, she held on to Victory to save Victory from coming out of the corner, and Peterson missed the drop kick, and now Victory trying to take over.
Going for a suplex here. Oh, whoa.
Face first.
Face first, that's it. You know, she looks big enough where she might be able to beat up David Peterson.
Well, I don't know about that.
He got the 3 count.
In any event,
He got the 3 count. That's what matters. He's made more money than Peterson made.
it's going to be
Bottom line.
Jack Victory has got to be one of the most improved athletes in professional wrestling with a victory over Dave Peterson. And Victory, a very prominent member of Hyatt and Hot Stuff International, or Hot Stuff and Hyatt International, whichever you prefer. His situation, I think, at this point in time is a key one in as far as the corporation is concerned. They're looking at Jack Victory to wrest the TV title from Terry Taylor and also team up with Hollywood John Tatum in some very important situations. And one thing is for sure, I know Dark Journey in any match has her sights set on Missy Hyatt. And I'll elaborate a little bit more on that situation. And we'll see Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert in action after we come back from this timeout.
Welcome back to Power Pro Wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Frank Dusick here at the beautiful Myriad Center in downtown Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. This exciting action between one of the young lions of professional wrestling, Nick Patrick, and Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, the man who claims to be from every woman's dream. Right now, at the disadvantage to a short arm scissor. Nick Patrick, a former amateur out of Atlanta, Georgia. Very strong amateur background, using a hold made famous by the great Jim Lundis. Gilbert attempting to turn it over to his advantage. Patrick complaining, as you heard, about the trunks. We can't see it from our angle, nor can referee Carl Fergie. But knowing the reputation and the ideology of Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if there wasn't a handful of trunks involved there. Of course, when referee Carl Fergie's up to check, Gilbert vehemently denying it. Gilbert with the predicament hold once again rocks Patrick up. Patrick complaining again very vehemently about the tights. Referee Carl Fergie there for the check. Nothing to be seen. Oftentimes this would be an argument for having more than one official, as in other sports like football and baseball. Wrestling, of course, with the one official, the advantage does go sometimes to a clever rule breaker. Haha, but a clever referee, Carl Fergie. Come on, I saw you. Pushes the man back over, and Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. Back down, Nick Patrick on the attack. Knees to the elbow. 1, 2, 3, a fourth time, and Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert definitely back at a disadvantage. Whoa, angered the young Gilbert. Nick Patrick not taking anything from Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, but Nick Patrick's not going to back down for an instant right here. Gilbert backs his man for the ropes. The inexperience of Nick Patrick allowed himself to be backed in. Watch yourself here. Oh, wrestlers are all cautioned to warn to protect themselves on the break. A second, a third big forearm, and the young Nick Patrick staggered on the ropes. In for the ride, reverse. Gilbert. Whoa! Experience shows right there. Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert went for the turnbuckle, had it reversed by the young Patrick, but he made the mistake of charging, and when he did, the prancing Eddie Gilbert moved out of the way. Very little wrestling there from Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. Nothing but a boot to the head, and Nick Patrick is learning what it's like to be a professional now. Side headlock, a little bit of a punch between the eyes. Referee Carl Fergie admonishing Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. Of course he denies any wrongdoing. We didn't expect him to volunteer that information. Gilbert in the corner working over the young Nick Patrick. Forearms to the stomach, a snap mare, and into a reverse chinlock. This hold oftentimes used by wrestlers, especially smaller men, to take the wind out of the bigger man. By bending his chin down, a mild version of the sleeper, of course, it cuts off the wind, not the blood, causing the young Nick Patrick, who's already a little nervous wrestling the great Eddie Gilbert, to tire himself a little more quickly, thus giving the advantage to the elder Gilbert. Nick Patrick needs to get something started here, needs to come to his feet in order to alleviate the leverage being used right now by Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. Patrick to his knees, trying to pry it up, trying to go to a top wrist lock, trying to pry those arms up. Oh, a handful of hair. It was right there for our cameras, but I don't think referee Carl Fergie saw it. Eddie Gilbert, of course, denies it. Carl Fergie's sure he did it, but unless he sees it, he can't call it. Nick Patrick right back down into that predicament. Patrick, a game youngster, fighting hard, but Eddie Gilbert, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, son of Tommy Gilbert, a fine professional in his own rights in the 60s and 70s. Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert learned well at his father's knee. Referee Carl Fergie checking for the choke. Of course, you won't see it that obviously, but what you will see, as I said, is the wind, or what you can't see is the wind being cut off by that hold. Got his head pushed down, which is restricting that breathing, and that young Nick Patrick right now needs to get to his feet. An elbow, a second elbow, a third. Nick Patrick in for the tackle. Hot Stuff's down. Patrick into the ropes a second time, over across. Oh, a big boot, and Hot Stuff stuff Eddie Gilbert went down and went down hard. The cocky Gilbert telegraphed the backdrop. Young Nick Patrick saw it coming, and right now, hot stuff Eddie Gilbert's on his heels. He's on his wheels, and he's backing up. There's a left, a third left, a big right. He backs him in. He shoots him across. Oh, a boot to the stomach, and hot stuff Eddie Gilbert, a young man from every woman's dreams. Wish he was in those dreams right now. Patrick has him up. Big atomic drop, and hot stuff Eddie Gilbert's spine is jammed. It's Osteopath City here, ladies and gentlemen. Big elbow, and the man is down. Gilbert down hard. Patrick needs to cover him. He's not going for the pin. He should have right there. He sends him across for the ride into the turnbuckle. Goes in a second time. Big monkey flip, and hot stuff Eddie Gilbert unceremoniously slammed out into the middle of the ring. Nick Patrick, he's going to the well one more time. A second. Whoa, Gilbert held on, and Patrick went down hard on the back of his head. Nick Patrick went to the well, once too often for that monkey flip. The experienced hot stuff Eddie Gilbert, hang on. And right now, he's setting him up. I think he is. He is. That's it. The hot shot. Oh, did you see his head hit that top rope? That's the hot shot, ladies and gentlemen. Hot stuff Eddie Gilbert's patented move. 1, 2, 3. Your winner, hot stuff Eddie Gilbert. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's go back to Jim Ross.
Hot stuff Eddie Gilbert has created a lot of controversy in and out of the ring in the last few months in the Universal Wrestling Federation. Of course, he was involved in the Cowboy Bill Watts situation. He has even stimulated his activity by merging with Missy Hyatt. Those two individuals named co-managers of the year by the WFIA, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert and Missy Hyatt. The big rumor is Eddie Gilbert's relationship with Missy Hyatt more than business. I think many of us would have to say yes, but no conclusive proof on that situation. And in any way, I think that Eddie may be right now the most important man for Missy when you look at the fact that he'll be at ringside when Hollywood John Tatum and Jack Victory are in matches, and he'll be able to keep an eye on Dark Journey. Or will he? We'll find that out in upcoming weeks, and we'll be back with a look at Sting after this timeout.
Next Sunday morning here on Power Pro Wrestling, we'll have big news on the next UWF event downtown at the Municipal Auditorium on Friday night, September the 12th, 8 o'clock. Right here next weekend, you'll get the complete lineup for the big downtown Municipal Auditorium event Friday night, September the 12th in New Orleans. Don't forget in Biloxi, Thursday night, September the 11th at the Gulf Coast Coliseum, a super card in Biloxi starting at 8 o'clock. Good morning once again, everybody. I'm Jim Ross. Thank you very much for being with us. We hope that you'll plan on joining us at the L.W. Higgins High School Gymnasium in Marrera on Saturday night, September the 6th at 8 o'clock. Tickets on sale at Otten's Family Furniture, Nicholson and Loop Market, Staples Sporting Goods, Don Carter Bowling Lanes, Instant Replay, and Swingers International. And a big card will be coming your way on Saturday night, September the 6th. Steve Dr. Death Williams will take on Freebird Buddy Roberts. Buddy Roberts has made some comments I find very hard to believe. And then after that, you'll hear from Mr. Dibiase. Listen to this.
Steve Williams, Dr. Death, hey, you're back. I'll tell you what, I've known you for 4 years now, and I think you know what I'm talking about. I played for a team that plays against OU, and I was a running back. You remember Steve Williams? Hey, and they put you to block me? Well, that was a joke. You remember, don't you? Hey, I'm going to embarrass you in the ring, too, just like I embarrassed you out in the football field. I won't tell you what team I played for, but Williams, you remember what team I played for? When I ran against you, I ran around you. I ran under you, and I ran over you. I never ran through you, but I was smart enough to get by and make that touchdown. Okay, now we're in the ring. Now we're wrestling. Now I'm going to beat you in wrestling. And what I'm going to do to you is I just pick you up, and I'm going to power drive you, and I'm going to put your neck back just like the way it was before. Steve Williams, I did it in the football field, and I'm going to do it in the ring now.
You know, Buddy Roberts, if you were smart, you'd grab your brother Michael Hayes by the throat and strangle him or put a muzzle on him because he shot off his big mouth one too many times. He's instigated too many schemes, and now it's all coming to a head. What goes around comes around, brother, and you, being the junior member of the team, as it appears to all of us, are the first one that they're going to throw into the frying pan. Michael Hayes told everybody that Doc was finished. His career was over. Well, he's back, brother, and everybody knows it, including you. He ain't here right now, I'm speaking for him because he's told everybody he ain't got nothing to say until that bell rings. There's a lot of fear, there's a lot of animosity, there's a lot of anger, there's a lot of frustration built up in him, and when that bell rings, brother, you're going to get it.
And you're going to be able to see it in Marrera at the L.W. Higgins High School Gymnasium, this great fundraiser. It's going to be on Saturday night, September the 6th at 8 o'clock. We'll talk more about it and hear from Terry Taylor in the hour.
Gentlemen, introducing from parts unknown, excuse me, you know, I had the biggest laugh after last week out here, and I would publicly, right now, like to thank three people. They're the greatest tag team I've ever seen in my life, the fabulous Freebirds, because they have made it possible for me now to have a souvenir, and it's Cowboy Bill Watts' own belt. Ladies and gentlemen, Hot Stuff International is very proud to present to you at 270 pounds from every man's nightmare, Steve the Blade Runner. His opponent from St. Petersburg, Florida, at 220 pounds, Red Wayne Sawyer. This match, one fall or 10-minute time limit.
Well, you better laugh while you can until your jaw gets wired shut, because he's the guy. Yes, sir. Brett Sawyer got over there with an intimidation factor on Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. Remember, yeah, Cowboy Bill Watts. He got a very personal introduction to that belt last week, and then it all broke down. But you heard Cowboy Bill Watts' statement earlier in this hour. Brother, you're not dealing with a normal man, Freebirds. I hope you're listening to this, because you're not dealing with a normal human being when it comes to getting even. He is the master at getting more than his share. Blade Runner Sting here and Brett Wayne Sawyer here on the Universal Wrestling Federation. Still to come, the missing link versus Kamala in this hour. Nice takedown by Brett Sawyer. The UWF on tour, ladies and gentlemen, coming to great state of Texas, El Paso on the 14th of July, Lubbock on the 15th of July. We'll also be in Odessa on the 16th of July. And the big one in the Reunion Arena in Dallas, Sunday, July 27th. Perhaps the biggest wrestling card ever assembled anywhere, bar none, on the 27th. We'll tell you more about that in the upcoming weeks. Brett Sawyer, nice leapfrog. High body press by Sawyer. Lateral press. Brett Sawyer's so quick. A lot of people thought that last week would be the last time that we would see Hot Stuff International. Obviously, that's not the case. His ranks have been depleted, though, however. But he's such a conniving, devious young man that it's obvious that he has other things in mind. Nice hitting predicament there. Roll up by Brett Sawyer, and Sting with the obvious size, and I would say the strength advantage over that man, Brett Sawyer. The other advantage he has is he has a man whose mouth is so big he probably has 3 lips. Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert sauntering around at ringside with Cowboy Bill Watts' belt. And if you think, well, I don't want to tell you what I think. It's not really professional, but be that as it may, Sting now taking over on Brett Sawyer in the corner, choking away this young man with a tremendous amount of raw talent. Nice reversal by Sawyer, and Brett Sawyer goes to the corner. Sting showing that he has gained some experience. Under the tutelage of Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, moved out of the way very quickly. There's the mouth. He's a marked man, and Sting now with a high elbow, tremendous elevation. This man's very agile at 270 pounds. But he's a little raw there around the edges. I'm not trying to tell him how to do his business, but perhaps if he'd could have attacked that leg, grapevine the leg, he could have had a pinning predicament there. Remember, coming up, Kamala against the missing link. That's coming up. Also, ladies and gentlemen, the Fantastics are on this program. Terry Taylor badly lacerated in that last match. And remember, it's Terry Gordy and Buddy Roberts against Hacksaw Duggan and Terry Taylor. That's scheduled to be later in the hour. As Sting rams the head of Brett Sawyer into that top turnbuckle. I know Ted Dibiase will be more than happy to take TT's place, but Terry Taylor, I got to think, is going to be in that squared circle we're looking at right now if there's any way that he can. Suplex, and again, a very nonchalant type lateral press
as Sting is really punishing Brett Sawyer here on the Universal Wrestling Federation. Clothesline. And Sting now has really opened up on the offensive in the last few moments, and Sawyer once again powers out. Sting with a right hand right to the side of the head of Brett Sawyer. Sawyer being hammered by the bigger man, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert's lone remaining member of Hot Stuff International, but that list is, I'm sure, soon to grow and grow deep in number. You know, ladies and gentlemen, here last week when Cowboy Bill Watts counted down Terry Bam Bam Gordy, obviously Bill Watts not the official, and Brett Sawyer coming back. So the belt did not change hands last week. As we mentioned last week, a disqualification there rendered the official out of the ring. It really broke down. And this one's breaking down. Great drop kick by Brett Sawyer. And Brett Wayne Sawyer now using his quickness, taking over on the bigger man, all the way up to the top. High-risk maneuver here for Sawyer, and Sting moves out of the way, and Sawyer comes right down the mat. Sawyer was attempting a flying body press. He was really up there too long, and Sting saw it coming, moved out of the way very, very aggressively, and now Sting, look at the strength of this man. Just walks away from Brett Sawyer, the young man from St. Petersburg. There's the flying body press by Sting. This should be it, and it is. 1, 2, 3, ladies and gentlemen.
Great victory by a phenomenal athlete. You know, it's hard to believe that that young man weighs 270 pounds. He's in great condition, and he's going to be a real superstar in professional wrestling. I don't really think there's any doubt about that. And perhaps if you look at all of Missy Hyatt's people, Hollywood John Tatum and Jack Victory, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert and Sting, and along with Rick Steiner, in my opinion, the best tag team combination just might be in the future Sting and Steiner. With Eddie Gilbert on the outside, would certainly be a very formidable combination, even though Sting and Eddie Gilbert are the UWF Tag Team Champions, recognized in many circles. That's a very controversial situation in itself that we'll talk about a little bit more in the hour. A lot of big matches coming up in the Universal Wrestling Federation. We'll touch on that, and we'll see the Fantastics in action after our next timeout from UWF.
Introducing first, at 238 pounds from Havana, Cuba, Gustavo Mendoza. Also in his corner, from Libya, at 270 pounds, the Libyan.
Tag team action, ladies and gentlemen. The crowd coming to their feet because the Universal Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champions, Tommy Rogers and Bobby Fulton, coming to the ring to their favorite ZZ Top. Fantastic close friends with Dusty Hill, the guys from ZZ Top. That is blaring in the background. We'll be taping our next taping will be tomorrow night here in Tulsa at the Convention Center. We're also excited, Frank, about tonight in Little Rock, working with Secretary of State Bill McEwen, and we're going to put them over the top in the erection of the first Vietnam Veterans Memorial ever built on the state capitol. That's going to be tonight in Little Rock at Spartan Coliseum, 8 o'clock. We cannot wait.
I'll tell you, as a veteran, I'm proud and honored to be a part of the Universal Wrestling Federation and helping put them over the top and build his first ever Vietnam Veterans Memorial. It's a long time coming. It's a long time overdue.
Fantastics have really captured the hearts and minds of the fans, every age, males, females, big kids, little kids. They all love the Fantastics, and boy, I tell you, their battles with the sheep herders have been classic. There's been so much blood shed over this situation, and I really think the sheep herders' Fantastic situation, Frank, has come down to this. They're not going to rest for one team without a wrestler. It's that simple.
That's the only way they can possibly do.
In Dallas, when they're back at the Reunion Arena, the Fantastics will be there, and I know personally they can't wait to get back in the Metroplex. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to see, we got more action coming your way now. We're still, remember,
We've got Terry Gordy and Buddy Roberts scheduled to go against Hacksaw Duggan and Terry Taylor. We have not got a report from Terry Taylor. He was badly lacerated in that altercation earlier in the hour. Will Ted Dibiase replace Taylor, or will Terry Taylor be able to be Hacksaw Duggan's partner? We'll find that out and see how that match goes later in this hour.
Just before I came on, I was back in the dressing room, and Terry Taylor was still down, so I'm not sure, Jim, what the situation is with Taylor. But if there's any ounce of determination, everything he's got in his body, if there's any way possible, you know Terry Taylor will be there.
Tommy Rogers locking up the arm of Gustavo Mendoza. Mendoza and the Libyan anti-American team. Seems like there's a lot of those in pro wrestling these days. Rogers tags Fulton, in comes Bobby. Fulton shaking the stuff there on the second rope. And Mendoza feels the blunt of that one. Can't wait to get back in Memphis, Frankie. Some of that good barbecue on July 25th. So the Fantastic, they'll be there as well.
What are you talking about? I just spent the week, down in Dallas. We were talking about that. And everybody all over the Metroplex. I'm talking about from White Settlement all the way to Mesquite. That's all they're talking about is the Universal Wrestling Federation coming to the Reunion Arena.
Fantastics controlling the tempo of this match. And I've said this many times, and I apologize if I'm being redundant, but if they can control the tempo of any match they're in, they can win it. I don't care what anybody says, like Michael Hayes or Eddie Gilbert or anybody else. I think the Fantastics are just reaching their prime, their peak, and I really think we have yet to see their best. I think they're getting better every single day.
I agree. They're the two best, not conditioned, but well-coordinated athletes I think I've ever seen. And they've yet to reach their prime. They're yet to reach their peak.
Ooh, big knee lift. Mendoza setting Fulton up for the elevation. And Rogers comes in with a drop kick, and it was perfect.
A la wrestling, too, that big knee lift, huh?
That's exactly right. High elevation. Mendoza wants to tag the Libyan, but Rogers has upset that plan because the Libyan's on the floor. And now he's back in the ring. We got all four of them in the ring. They throw them together. One from Cuba, one from Libya. Double drop kick. The big man from Libya is outside. And Gustavo Mendoza with a double drop kick. Mendoza's on Dream Street. Fantastic with teamwork. Frank, they're on fire.
I'll tell you what, you can't beat this team. They're unbelievable when it comes to teamwork. There it is, 1, 2, 3, the UWF champion, victorious again.
Thanks very much for being with us here, everybody, wherever you're watching our program, like one of our long-established stations like KOKI Channel 23 in our home base of Tulsa, Oklahoma, or perhaps the Tempo Network. And you're seeing us now from far away from Oklahoma as California and the Northeast, wherever you are. Thank you very much for being with us. Jim Ross back with you here on Power Pro Wrestling, and the Fantastics with a great victory. I think, very clean-cut victory, and the situation between them and the Hot Step Eddie Gilbert Sting contingent is, I think, very controversial, inasmuch as that the UWF tag team titles are currently have been held up. There are no recognized tag team champions in the UWF as we speak, and the upcoming matches, so important in the careers of all four of these athletes. The Fantastics, Hot Step Eddie Gilbert and Sting, will be battling for the vacant tag team titles coming up very, very soon. Some very key matchups. We'll keep you updated on that situation, and we'll see perhaps the most dominant force in wrestling today in action when we come back from this message from the UWF.
On Saturday night, September the 6th, Universal Wrestling Federation will be in Marrera at the L.W. Higgins High School Gymnasium, where Terry Taylor will defend his TV title against Jack Victory. Listen to this.
Hi, Jack. Remember me, Terry Taylor, about 4 months ago on television? You and your Amazon happened to catch a win on me on television. Well, I haven't forgotten about that. As a matter of fact, every time I see that videotape, it makes me a little more angry and it frustrates me a little bit more. Well, I wasn't the television champion then, and I got a little bit more to fight for now. The people have been behind me 100%, and I love you for it. I need your support. But Jack Victory, if you want to wrestle, that'd be fine with me, because I can beat you in a wrestling match one-on-one. But, brother, if you want to go out there and you want to mix it up, you want to go toe-to-toe, if you want to fight, that's what I'm looking forward to. Because I got something to prove to you and all those people. Because when you did beat me on television, it knocked me down to my own confidence, my own eyes, just a little bit. So, Victory, I got something I got to prove, not to only those people, but to myself. And that's to prove that I can beat you 1, 2, 3. So any way you want to go, Victory, you bring as much as you got, because I'm taking you out.
This could be your...
Introducing first, accompanied by General Skandor Akbar from Devastation Incorporated at 454 pounds from Halsted Street, Chicago, a one-man game.
this will be a real test for Gary Young. We've seen just a couple weeks ago where he came up with that upset victory over the Libyan. It's like I said, a lot of these guys come out, they get beat every week, but if you hang in there, you're just bound to climb that ladder if you've got it. But this might be too big a ladder for him to climb, the one-man gang. A couple weeks ago, we seen him and Hacksaw Duggan as they were going off the air, and anybody that didn't catch that match live, baby, you missed it.
I'll tell you what, that feud between Duggan and the gang is so far from over, it's not even funny. It's one of the most physical and most intense one-on-one confrontations in the history of this sport, no doubt about it. Wherever it's signed, whatever arena gets to have that match, it's one that you just don't want to miss.
Yeah, and you know, I'd like to bring up a point to all these wrestlers that keep bugging me and, you know, telling me I want a shot at the Universal Heavyweight Champion. I want a shot at the biggest belt there is. Hey, listen, I'm not the matchmaker. You go to the matchmaker. If they think you're warranted enough or good enough or your record speaks for itself that you can go against Terry Bam Bam Gordy, then so be it. He's got an open contract. Don't bug me about it.
Well, speaking of being bugged, I got something that's bugging me right now. I get a lot of mail. People are blaming me for having you here. And I'd like you to clarify that.
Hey, baby, it's in my contract, that $1 million contract, that I am allowed so much airtime whenever I want it. And look at this. Gary Young, just what I'm talking about, fighting back. And he's on an upswing drive, and he's got the gang driven back in the corner. Some smashes to the chest. Now he's driving the shoulder. He's taking the wind out of the big man. Forearm. Boy, look at that.
That's a Halstead Street right hand. The gang wasn't even... Young was giving everything he had, but the gang didn't even go off his feet.
Kind of like when the Patriots played the Bears for the Super Bowl last year. And look at Akbar. He's got him fired up, man. He's got him on the cloud nine.
Man, it's bigger than Refrigerator Perry by 100 pounds.
That's right. He ain't no refrigerator. This guy's a big-ton freezer, Daddy. And thinking of freezer, you make sure you get that word across to Janet Jackson, okay? I'll call any broad whatever I want to, and that goes for her, Madonna, all those broads.
You talked about 3 of those ladies, and I use the term ladies as it should, I think. But in any event, who are a couple others you were mentioning?
Well, I told you I'll take care of that first one. I'll give you a hint on one of them, though. One of them keeps writing me letters. She keeps calling my house, and she can't admit that she's got a crush on me.
Michael, are you still trying to convince everybody that Dark Journey's been calling?
I don't have to convince everybody. Why there's no reason to. Whoa! Gang had him going, went for the big splash in the corner. Now Young back to the gut, good forearms, got him reeling. When he hit that corner, that took some wind out of him. It's a smart move to stay on his gut area and keep going for that wind. Flying body press, no!
The gang caught him in midair. Young's about 250.
Whoa! Big 747, Daddy. What a power slam.
He's 6'9", well over 400 pounds.
He's not finished with him yet either. I think he's going to go for the big 747. Here he goes. This is it, Gary Young. This is your night, baby. Welcome to wrestling. Look at that, just pressing it down.
A lot of exciting things coming up. Memphis, Tennessee, great wrestling action. Thank you very much for being with us here this morning on Channel 24, WPTY in Memphis. We hope you're enjoying our program in Chicago. Big action coming to the Rosemont Horizon in October as a kickoff to our world tour. So much great action coming your way. We'll keep you updated right here on the program. So for our whole crew, we do expect a tremendous hour next week. Some big, big surprises I know in store for you here next week on Power Pro Wrestling.